It is series of entrance exams and we are doing objective type questions on all the topics. So our today's topic is dimensions and measurement. Here we have the objective type questions and these questions are selected from previous year's questions and different topics are selected from that standard only. So our first question is, if C and R denote capacity and resistance, the dimensions of C are this dimensions. Now C and R, for both we know the dimensions or we have to calculate the dimensions, but it will be a time taking job if we take the dimensions of C, take the dimensions of R, multiply the two. In place of that, we would like to think that is there any quantity in physics which is represented by CR. So just strike your formula bank. You have remembered that time constant for charging during charging and discharging of capacitor, the time constant is equal to CR. Time constant is equal to CR. So CR is a time constant and this is time. If this is time, then it has dimensions, no mass, no length, only time. M0, L0, T, and here is M0, L0, T. This is our first answer. So you don't have to go for dimensions of this, multiply the two. No. Remember the formula, what is represented by CR? CR gives the time constant and time constant has dimensions M0, L0, T. This is how we will solve it. Now can we apply this format or this method in every type of questions? E is energy, G is gravitational constant, I impulse and mass. Dimensions of G I m square upon E square. This. Now in this we do not remember any formula which has got energy, gravitational constant, I, impulse and M, mass. So I don't remember, we don't remember. So if we don't remember, then there is no go. We will have to go for dimensions of each and then do the multiplication and division and we will calculate it and we will find that when we take dimensions of all, what will happen? See, okay, we have the formulas G, gravitational constant, that is M minus 1, L3, T minus 2. This you must remember. If you don't remember, if you forget it, then the force of gravitation is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square, distance square, and with this you can again put it. This will need 30 seconds extra and you will find the dimensions of G. These are the dimensions of G. Now I is impulse. Impulse is mass into velocity. That is momentum, that is impulse. Okay. Rate of change of momentum is force and force into time is impulse, that is momentum. Okay. So this is M and for V Lt minus 1. Then is mass M and energy is ML2 T minus 2. Now we have to put it in this order. First G I M square upon E square. This will give for G M minus 1 L Q T minus 2 multiplied by I has got dimensions M L T minus 1, M square is M square divided by E square. This is E and we have to put square of it. Okay. Square of this is M2 L4 and T minus 4. This is equal to, now we will do the cancellations. This M plus 1, this M minus 1, cancel. M2, denominator M2, cancel. L, 4. Here L is 3, L is 1. 1 and 3, 4 and this is cancelled by denominator 4. Now here we have T minus 4, T minus 2, T minus 1. This makes it T minus 3, T minus 4. This goes up as T4 minus 3. This is T. So time. Here our option is A for the time. So this is how we do it. Now go to the next. Okay, see the next question. The physical quantity having dimensions this m minus 1, L minus 3, T to the power 3, A to the power 2 is resistance, resistivity, electrical conductivity and electromotive force. Now these are different quantities. If we remember, if our remember bank is so much that we remember dimensions of each, then we can reproduce. But suppose we don't remember and you have to calculate there, you just remember a limited quantities. Okay? Now I will start with the fundamental. How do we think it? We have to find out the dimensions of each one and then we will have to see which one match this quantity. So first, the dimensions of resistance. How do we find the dimensions of resistance? If you remember, it's fine. Otherwise, resistance is equal to potential upon current. This potential is, first I am going for the fundamental formula. Potential is work done per unit charge and this is current I. Now out of charge and current, which is the fundamental quantity? Answer is current is the fundamental quantity and therefore we convert charge into current. How to convert charge into current? That is Q is equal to I multiplied by T. So this we can write as W work done divided by Q, that is I into T, time, multiplied by this I. Now I think we can change it into dimensions. Work has dimensions M, L2, T minus 2 and this I and I current A2 and T. This T will make it T to the power minus 3 and this we can write as resistance M, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 3 and A to the power minus 2. These are the dimensions of resistance. Match with this, does not match. Okay, if does not match, then resistance is gone. It is not correct. Now second thing, resistivity. Okay, now resistivity. Resistivity is, how do we relate the two? That is, resistance is equal to rho L upon A. This is resistivity. So resistivity is resistance into area upon L. This gives an additional dimension of L. So we have to multiply L with resistance. If we multiply L with resistance, L3, will it match? It will not match it. So that is also gone. So resistivity is equal to ML3 T minus 3 A minus 2. Doesn't match. So this is also not there. Now we check for the third one. Third one is conductivity. We know the relation conductivity and resistivity. Conductivity is 1 upon resistivity. That is inverse of resistivity. So conductivity dimensions are reverse of this, inverse of this. So this will be M minus 1, L minus 3, T plus 3, A plus 2. Okay, again check. M minus 1 correct, L minus 3 correct, T 3 correct, A to the power 2 correct. So these are the dimensions of conductivity. You got the answer, you need not check the fourth one. Okay, so it is done. There was only one has to be correct. So this answer is answer C, electrical conductivity. How we got it? See again, resistance V upon I. V is work upon charge, charge is current into time, and this gives us ampere time. Work is ML2 T minus 2. This gives us these dimensions for the resistance. Resistivity is rho L upon A. So rho is equal to R, A upon L. That gives the 1 L extra. This also does not match. Then conductivity is inverse of the resistivity, and this gives the dimensions by reversing this. M plus 1 become minus 1, L3 become minus 3, minus 3 become plus 3, minus 2 become 2, and we get the conductivity. Okay, so this is how we can reach a conclusion on this. अगला क्वेश्चन है, separation between screen and point source is increased by 2%. यहाँ पर एक स्क्रीन है और यहाँ पर सोर्स है. सोर्स से स्क्रीन का डिस्टेंस पहले 100 था और इस सोर्स को अब हमने पीछे कर लिया और ये डिस्टेंस हो गया 102. That is increased by 2%. Okay. Now, if this is increased by 2%, then what will be the effect on the light, the intensity of light which is falling here? Okay, our answer is from here the light goes in this way and the area covered is R square. We know that pi R square is the area. So any source covers pi R square area. Therefore, if R increases, the intensity decreases. And the proportion is I intensity is inversely proportional to R square. This is our relation. Okay. Earlier R was 100. So I is proportionate to 1 upon 100 square. And now I has become I dash. It has become proportionate to, it has increased 102, so 1 upon 102 square. Now what we have to find? What is the effect of increase, decrease, increase, decrease? So 4% or 2% that we have to find. Okay, now this I dash is equal to this. This we can write as equal to k upon 100 square. This is constant k upon 102 square. How much it has increased or decreased? How we can find it? So the answer is, we have to find the percentage difference. How we calculate the percentage difference? I dash minus I divided by I multiplied by 100. This is our mathematical expression for change divided by original value multiplied by 100. This gives the percentage change. Now I dash is equal to k upon 102 square minus k upon 100 square. This is to be divided by I 100. Sorry, k upon 100 square. Okay, the whole thing we will multiply it with 100. Now, how much this will come to? It's very easy to find out. This k is cancelled. 1 upon 100 square, 1 upon 100 square. This makes it 1. And this is, we will write it 1 upon 102 square divided by 1 upon 100 square minus 1. Okay, this will go up, and this is 100 square upon 102 square minus 1. This is equal to 102 square. This is 100 square minus 102 square. Okay, now let's make the square of 102. The square of 100 is 10,000 and square of 102. This we can calculate, and we will find that square of 10,404, 102 multiplied by 102. So this will be 10,404. This is to be divided by 10,000. This is equal to 10,400, 10,000. So the difference is 400. Okay, we can keep it minus, no problem, because minus shows it is decreasing. So minus is for decrease. This is to be divided by 10,000. This was to be multiplied with 100 in our earlier notation. So 404 into 100 divided by 10,000. You understand from where this 100 has come? That was our earlier formula, I dash minus I upon I into 100. This 100. Now you see 404 upon 100, that becomes 4.04, and if you go by significant figures rule, it will be 4. Minus means what? Decrease or increase. This is decrease. So it decreases by 4%. See, decrease by 4%. This is the right option. Decrease by 4%. Our next question है, match the following. We know these quantities in physics. Can you make out any quantity, whatever comes to your mind first, for which you are very sure? Like we know that root epsilon naught mu naught is speed of light. Okay, this is formula for speed of light. So we connect these two. Okay, then we know the formula CR is time constant. So CR will give the time. This relation. Then R upon L deals in frequency. This we have studied in circuits with inductance. And then remains E upon B. E upon B has no direct relation because this is electric field, this is magnetic field. You will remember that there we have one E upon B formula in electromagnetic waves. But that is only for electromagnetic wave. In general, electric field and magnetic field have no relations. Okay? We have relations in, remember, in Maxwell's equations, we have a connection in electric field and magnetic field, but that is connection between change of electric field generates change of magnetic field, and change of magnetic field create change of electric field. These are related to each other, DE and DB, but there is no relation between E and B as such. So this will be none. This is our relation for it. Now we go for the next question, and the next question is, if a system of units, now our question is, in a system of units, the unit of mass, length and time are 1 quintal, 1 kilometer, 1 hour. In this system, 1 Newton force will be equal to new unit, new unit, new unit, new unit. We have to give the answer in new unit, but what we know is the answer in the old unit. What is the answer in the old unit? 1 Newton force is equal to M LT minus 2 is the dimensional formula for force. So here this will be kg 1 meter and 1 second. Second minus 2. 1 kg into 1 meter into 1 second to the power minus 2. Now we are changing it to the new unit. See, it's very easy method, is equal to kg. In the new system, the mass is to be given in quintal. We want to write in place of this kg, we want to write quintal. So how much 1 kg equal to in quintals? We know 100 kg is equal to 1 quintal. So this 1 kg will be equal to 1 upon 100 quintal into meter. Now this meter, our new unit is kilometer. So we convert this meter into kilometer, and this will be 1 upon 1000 kilometer. Second square. 1 second is, this is minus 2. So 1 second we will write as 1 upon 3600 of 1 hour. You know, 1 hour has got 3600 seconds. So 1 second is equal to 1 upon 3600 hour. And this minus 2 is minus 2. Okay, and now we can write it hour. Now what is our unit? Quintal, kilometer, hour. Quintal, kilometer, hour. So this is equal to, again, 1 upon 100. I will write the numbers only. 1 upon 1000 into 1 upon 3600 to the power minus 2. If this minus 2 we want to convert to plus 2, we can invert it, and this will be 3600 to the power 2. To the power 2. And we have here quintal, kilometer, hour. This is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's cancel 4. 3 and 4. So our answer is 36 into 36 upon 10. See if something matches. 36 into 36. Think about this square, how much it will be. You will have to make it fast, either by equation or by this. 6 6 are 36, 21. This is 6, 9, 2, 1. 1, 2, 9, 6, and this 10 will make it like this. 129.6. Is there any answer? Yes, we have this, the right option. 129.6 of the new unit. What is the new unit? Quintal kilometer per hour. Quintal kilometer per hour square. New unit. Okay. So no complication about the new units, but if new unit is asked, we can say it is quintal kilometer per hour square. This is new unit of the force. So 1 Newton will be expressed in the 129.6 new units of the force. Okay, now we will go for the next question. And the next question is, if error in the measurement of momentum of a particle is 100%. Error in momentum is 100%, and what we have to tell is how much is the error in energy. Now momentum and kinetic energy, how these two are related to each other. Momentum and kinetic energy. We know the equation. Kinetic energy is half mv square and momentum is P is equal to mv. But what is the relation between momentum and kinetic energy? Remember the relation. If we want to make it, this will be half m square v square upon m. This is a constant, this is a constant, this is a constant. Now this we can write as 1 upon 2m, and this is, okay, once again we know that kinetic energy is half mv square, and this we can convert k p square upon 2m. Now the relative error in k or percentage error in k is equal to 2 percentage error in momentum plus percentage error in mass, measurement of mass. Now it is given to us that in the measurement of momentum, the percentage error is 100%. That means we can place here 100%. But we don't know about this. This is also a part of P, because we know that P is equal to MV. So percentage error in M, it is a part of percentage error in P. So there has to be some percentage error in this mass also. So this we can write as 2 into 100% plus percentage error in mass, which is not given. So this will be 200% some percentage here. If we take as the percentage error of mass is equal to percentage error in momentum, then we can place another 100 here, and this will be 300%. Okay, there may be controversy that this delta m upon my it should be 100%, because this is basically 100 is the percentage error in momentum mv. But if we take only percentage error in momentum, then this should be 200%. 200%. If we take m is constant and there is no error in m, then it will be only 200%. But if m is a measurable quantity and there are errors in m, then we have to put some addition. It may be 250, it may be 260, it may be 270, and it may be very close to 300. So 300 should be the answer. The AFMC, where this was asked, so they have issued that the correct answer is 300%. So we take it as 300%. Okay, here is a question of significant figures. Length, breadth, thickness. This. Volume of the block, according to the idea of significant figure, should be. These are the options. Now, significant figures we have to apply on a number. Which number that is? That is volume. So first we calculate the volume. It does not matter whether we calculate it in centimeter cube or in meter cube, because for significant figure it does not make any difference. So let's go for centimeter cube. Multiply length, breadth and thickness. Length, breadth and thickness, we multiply the 3 and 12 6 are 72 into 2.45, we get this 176.40 centimeter cube. Now what should we write it in significant figures? So in multiplication our rule is that check the numbers given in the questions. Check the number which have been multiplied. So the numbers are 12, 6 and 2.4. Out of this, which has got minimum significant figures? The answer is minimum significant figures are for the breadth. And how many are those significant figures? Only one. 6. 1 digit. So if significant figures are in single digit, then in our answer this should also be in single digit. So we have to give the answer in single digit, which is the minimum digit in given numbers. So we have to round it to single digit, that is this much. So this is to be rounded. This is to be deleted. If this is to be rounded up, this is to be dropped, then this figure which is to be dropped is more than 5. So this will make it 2. And in the manner what we are supposed to write it in unitary numbers, this will be 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 1 and 1, 2. 2 into 10 to the power 2 centimeter cube. This is gone. So 200 can be written as 2 into 10 to the power 2. We will not write it 2.00. Remember, this is dropped. This whole thing is dropped. So we get only 2 as significant figure, and we have to give our answer in 1 digit. So we will write only 1 digit, 2. Don't write 2.0, 2.00 or anything else. And don't write 1.76. It is 2 into 10 to the power 2. This is the correct answer. That is option number B. The next question is the dimensions of A and B. A upon B in the equation this, where P is pressure, X is distance and T is time. And which is the right equation out of this? Okay, let's find it. First, we will find the dimensions of A, then the dimensions of B, and then we will divide the two dimensions. Okay, now let us search here. A minus T square. What is this T? T is the time. Remember the rule. The quantities with similar dimensions can be added or subtracted. And this is a subtraction. A is subtracted by T square. T square, that means the dimensions of these two should be equal. Then what are the dimensions of P and what are the dimensions of A? So A has dimensions of T square, T to the power 2. This is the one thing we have got. Now for B we have to find it. So we write this equation again. P is equal to A minus T square upon Bx. Here, taking dimensions of both sides, dimensions. P has dimensions, force upon area. You might be remembering it, force upon area. Force is MLT minus 2 upon area L to the power 2. So we get it ML to the power minus 1, T to the power minus 2. This is pressure. This is equal to, this term has got dimensions of T to the power 2 and this term has dimensions of B and dimensions of X. What are the dimensions of X? X is distance. So this is the dimension M. Okay, now we get an equation and you can very well find out the dimensions of B. Let's put B here. B. Rest everything on the right side. So this is T2 upon L. This will go here. This M plus 1 will become M minus 1. L minus 1 will become L plus 1 and T minus 2 will become T plus 2. Okay? On the other side, we can take it to denominator and from denominator it will go to the numerator by changing the sign. Okay? So, this is cancelled and what we get here is M minus 1 T to the power 4. These are dimensions of B. Now, we got the dimensions of A, we got the dimensions of B. Now, we have to get the dimensions of A upon B as per question. So, dimensions of A upon B are equal to, dimensions of A we write T2, dimensions of B we write M minus 1 T4 and this goes up M, this goes up T minus 4, T plus 2 minus 4 is equal to T minus 2. So we get A upon B is equal to this. Let us check this. So what we get is MT minus 2, MT minus 2 B. So our right answer is B. Choice B. So here we get it done. Next is dimensions of velocity gradient. Velocity gradient, if you remember, it is change in velocity divided by distance. What is this? Do you remember? There is a river flowing. This is stream of the river. This has got velocity, let us say V2, and this has got velocity V1. And the distance between these two, perpendicular distance between two is, let us say, D. Then this is slow near the surface and this is fast. So this velocity has increased further. So change of velocity per unit distance. If we go up 1 meter, अगर यहाँ से 1 मीटर ऊपर जाएंगे तो वेलोसिटी बढ़ी हुई मिलेगी. यहाँ पर वेलोसिटी 20 है, 1 मीटर ऊपर वेलोसिटी 30 है. Then what is velocity gradient? 30 minus 20, 10 per meter. Okay. Velocity per meter. Velocity per distance. So what will be the dimensions here? Velocity gradient has the dimensions velocity L, t minus 1, distance L. So this is t minus 1. This is velocity gradient. So do we have anything matching here? Yes. M0, no. M0, L0, t minus 1. M0, L0, t minus 1. So we have option A as the correct option here. M0, L0, t minus. Okay, next question is dimensions of half epsilon naught E square. This is a very famous equation. If you remember all the formulas, then this is a formula for energy density. Energy density, what is that? Half epsilon naught E square. Remember, this is energy density of electric field per energy density of electric field. What does that mean? That means energy per unit volume. And energy per unit volume. Energy is mL2 t minus 2 and volume is L to the power 3. 3 dimensions of length. Here m 2 dimensions of length this. So this gives m L minus 1 t minus 2. Let us see if something is there like this. M L minus 1 t minus 2. Yes, it is here. Option B. So option B is the correct answer for this. The next question is frequency of vibration of string is given by nu is equal to p upon 2l f upon n to the power half. P is number of segments in the string, L is the length. So here there is a string which is vibrating in this way. Now how many segments are made? 2 segments are made. That is the segment in the string. L is the length. This L is the length. L. Okay. The dimensional formula for M. We have to find formula for M. So what is given is nu is equal to P upon 2L. This is F upon M half. F is not given, so we take it as force. Okay. We have to find the dimensions of this M. So write the dimensions of both sides. Dimensions of both sides. This new frequency has dimension t to the power minus 1 is equal to P. P is number of segments. Number has no dimensions. So no dimensions for P. Okay. Then 2L. This is length. Dimensions length. Force mLt minus 2. M we have to find it. So we will place it like this. Keep it like this. This is unknown quantity for us and it has got power half. This half. Now take this L here. So this will be here L. Okay. Lt minus 1 is this. This half we want to remove. So we make the square of both sides. If we make square of both sides, then this will be L2 t to the power minus 2 and this will be mL t to the power minus 2 and here is our unknown quantity m. Okay, now we take it on this side and we take it on this side. So dimensions of M are given by MLT minus 2 upon L2 and T minus 2. This is equal to T minus 2 is cancelled and here we get L1, L2. So this will be M and L to the power minus 1. M L to the power minus 1 and T, no T, so it is 0. Now let's match it. It is very much here. So option C is the correct option. C is the correct option for this. So this is done. Next question. Out of the following 4 dimensional quantities, which one qualifies to be called a dimensional constant? ये चारों क्वांटिटीज डायमेंशनल हैं लेकिन इनमें कांस्टेंट कौन है? सो इट्स अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी g, is it a constant or does it change? Answer, it changes from place to place, so it is no constant. Surface tension of water, surface tension of water again changes with temperature, so that is not a constant. Weight of a standard kilogram mass, weight is mg and it is affected by g. If g changes, the weight changes, so it is not a constant. The velocity of light in vacuum, velocity of light in vacuum is, we know, 3 into 10 to the power 8 and this is a constant. Is it having dimensions? Yes, because it has got unit meter per second, so its dimension are LT minus 1. It has dimensions and it is a constant, so our right option is velocity of light in vacuum qualifies to be called a dimensional constant. Dimensions of electrical resistance. How do we get the dimension of electrical resistance? For anything in electrical, we must find out the two things, voltage and current, because we know voltage is work per unit charge and current is charge multiplied by time, charge divided by time. See the formula, resistance is equal to V upon I. This is work per unit charge and I is a fundamental dimensions, so we don't have to change it. This will remain I. This Q we will change and this will be work. This Q will be I into time, current into time, and this is to be multiplied by I. So we will write now dimensions. Dimensions. So dimension of resistance, work ML2 T minus 2 and I A 2 and T. So this is M1 L2 T, this will go up, minus 1 and minus 2, minus 3 and A minus 2. ML2 T minus 3 A2. See if we have something like this. Yes, ML2 T minus 3 A minus 2. This is the right option. B is the right option. Then second is magnetic moment. Okay, let's find out magnetic moment. Do we remember any formula for magnetic moment? Yes, we know that magnetic moment of a coil is given by IA or NIA, where N is the number of turns. Number of turns has no dimensions, so I into A, where A is area. This is magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic moment. IA area and I is current. So current has got dimensions A, ampere, and area has got dimension L2. And there is no time, no mass, no time. So this will lead to M0 L L2 T0 and A1. M0 L2 T. See if there is something like that. Yes, we have matching it with B. L2A. L2A. So we have this answer, L2A, option number B. Here we have a question. Given that y is equal to a sine 2 pi upon lambda ct minus x, where y and x are measured in meters. Y and x are in meters. Which of the following statement is true? Okay, we all know this equation very well. What is y? Displacement. What is a? Amplitude. What is lambda? This is wavelength, length. C is velocity, t is time, and x is displacement, that is in meters. Okay. The unit of lambda is same as that of x and a. What is the unit of x? X in meters. So x is in meters. A is amplitude, and amplitude is also measured in meters. So x has got unit meter, A has got unit meter. So both have the dimensions length. Okay, then y, this is the displacement, and that displacement also has the dimensions length. So unit meter of lambda is meter, x in meter, A amplitude is in meter. All these three are meter, so unit of lambda is same as that of x and a. This is a correct statement. So our answer should be A, but let's check others also. The unit of lambda is same as that of x, but not of a. This is not true because a is also meter and x is also meter. The unit of c is same as that of 2 pi upon lambda. Lambda is meter. So 1 upon meter, meter minus 1. But c is LT minus 1. Meter per second. This cannot be. This is meter per second multiplied by second. This comes to be meter. So c is what? Velocity, meter per second, and this is only per meter, not second. Similarly, this is meter, this is 1 upon meter. These are not same. So our answer is A, which is the correct answer. Unit of lambda is meter, x meter, A meter. So option A is correct. Okay, here we have a question. This question was there in our NCERT book, as well as it was asked in Banaras Hindu University in 2006. It says the length of a pendulum is 100 centimeter, accuracy 1 millimeter. The period of oscillation 2 seconds. Remember measuring 100 oscillations using a clock of 0.1 second resolution. What is the accuracy in the determination of value of G? We have to find accuracy in value of G, and G has the formula for calculation 2 pi root L upon T. Okay, if this is our formula, G is equal to 2 pi root L upon T, I hope it is correct, then we have to find the dimensions. The dimensions of we have to find the error, because what they are asking is what is the accuracy. For accuracy, we must give the error. Here we have the question. This was asked in NCERT also, and this is asked in competitive exams. It's a very famous question in the topic errors. The accuracy for the value of G. Okay, you have already read it. We know that time period has a formula 2 pi root L upon G. With this, accuracy in the determination of G. So we should make a formula for G. So G is equal to 4 pi square, and this will be L upon T square. Okay. Now, the accuracy in G, that is relative error in G, will be delta G upon G. This is equal to the sum of relative errors of all the quantities, because it's a division and it's a multiplication. So this will be delta L upon L plus 2 times delta T by T. जितनी पावर होगी उतनी टाइम्स लेना है, उतनी बार उसको ऐड करना है. सो दिस विल बी 2. फिर से जहां मल्टीप्लिकेशन होगा, जहां डिवीजन होगा, वहां पर हमारा एरर का प्रोपेगेशन कैसे होता है? तो आंसर है रिलेटिव एरर्स आपस में ऐड हो जाती हैं. तो ये रिलेटिव एरर लेंथ की और ये रिलेटिव एरर टाइम की, ये दोनों को ऐड करेंगे तो हमको मिलेगी रिलेटिव एरर जी में 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो परसेंटेज में आ जाएगा. ओके, करेंगे. अब इन दोनों को निकालना है, डेल्टा एल अपॉन एल. हम अपना मेजरमेंट कितना करते हैं, दैट इज एल. तो मेजरमेंट हमने कितना किया, 100 सेंटीमीटर. उसमें डेल्टा एल कितना, तो जिस स्केल से हम नाप रहे हैं उसका रिजोल्यूशन 1 मिलीमीटर है. तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा गलती हमसे कितनी हो सकती है? द मैक्सिमम एरर वी कैन इनकर इज 1 मिलीमीटर, बिकॉज दैट इज द एक्यूरेसी, 1 millimeter. So delta L is 1 millimeter. We can write is 0.1 centimeter divided by L is equal to 100 centimeter. This. Okay. Plus twice delta T upon T. How much time we have measured? And we have started oscillations. How many oscillations were done? 100 oscillations. When we are doing 100 oscillations, our one observation is done. एक observation कब complete होता है? जब 100 oscillation हो जाते, और उस 100 oscillation के बाद हम अपनी घड़ी को रोकते. तो हमने घड़ी स्टार्ट की और रोकी, कितने oscillation हो गए? 100 oscillation हो गए. उस 100 oscillation में टाइम कितना लगा? तो आंसर है टाइम पीरियड ऑफ ऑसिलेशन इज 2 सेकेंड. तो 100 ऑसिलेशन, 100 ऑसिलेशन विल हैव द टाइम 200 सेकेंड. दिस वी हैव टू टेक द वैल्यू ऑफ टी, दैट इज वैल्यू ऑफ आवर ऑब्जर्वेशन. लैब में जो हमने रीडिंग ली, लैब में जो ऑब्जर्वेशन किया, दैट इज 200 सेकेंड. और उस 200 सेकेंड के बाद एक बार हम घड़ी को रोकते हैं. जब एक बार हमने घड़ी को रोका तो हमसे एरर हो सकती है. कितनी एरर? जो उसका रिजोल्यूशन है. तो ये हमारा क्वेश्चन किस चीज का है? किसी भी मीटर स्केल से लेंथ को नापते हैं, कितनी एरर होगी? जो उसका रिजोल्यूशन है. मिनिमम मेजरमेंट जो है, दैट इज, अगर स्केल में 1 मिलीमीटर मिनिमम मेजरमेंट है तो 1 मिलीमीटर इज दी एरर. जो भी लास्ट डिजिट होती है वो एरर, जो मिनिमम रिजोल्यूशन होता है वो एरर. तो यहां पर हमको इसमें 200 सेकेंड मेजरमेंट करने में कितनी एरर आएगी? क्लॉक का रिजोल्यूशन 0.1 सेकेंड. सो दिस इज 0.1 सेकेंड. एंड नाउ वी कैन राइट इट टू 0.1 डिवाइडेड बाय टी. टी कितना लेना है? 200 सेकेंड. 200. This is our answer, and this is 2 cancellation 100. Let us take 100. This will be 0.1 plus 0.1. This is equal to 0.2 upon 100. This is relative error. If we want to convert it to percentage error, how we can do it? Multiply this quantity with 100. 0.2 into 100. So this is equal to 0.2%. Do we have any answer like this? Yes, 0.2%. So this is our answer for it. 0.2% is the error, and here is the option A as the correct option. Here is a funny question. The volume of a cube in meter cube is equal to the surface area of the cube in meter square. What is volume of the cube? The very easy, सबसे आसान मानने का तरीका है that let there be a cube having one side length equal to L. So volume is L cube and its surface area is 6L square. You all know that. So what do they say? The volume is equal to surface area. So we will write it L cube is equal to 6L square, and this is the cancellation, and L is equal to 6, and what we have to find? The volume. Volume is L cube, 6 cube, and 6 cube is equal to 216 meter cube, and answer is B. Okay, this is the one. Okay, pressure gradient has the same dimensions as that of velocity gradient, potential gradient, energy gradient, and none of these. Now in these three answers, what do you find? Gradient, gradient, gradient. And this is pressure gradient. Gradient is divided by distance, perpendicular distance, or the distance along the length, that is divided by distance. So that is in all. We have to see the numerator. Here it is pressure gradient, so there will be pressure. If it is to be equal, either this, अगर इनकी डायमेंशन एक समान होगी तो प्रेशर की डायमेंशन वेलोसिटी या पोटेंशियल या एनर्जी किसी के बराबर होनी चाहिए. लेट अस चेक. प्रेशर इज ml minus 1 t minus 2. आपको याद है प्रेशर इज फोर्स अपॉन एरिया. So this force is mLt minus 2 divided by L2. This gives mL minus 1 t minus 2 upon distance. Because it is common, I am not writing it. Velocity. Velocity is L t minus 1. No match. Potential. Potential is work per unit charge. This charge brings the ampere. There is no ampere here. No match. Third is energy. Energy is mL2 t minus 2. Here is L minus 1. Here is L plus 2. So this does no match. No match, no match, no match. No, no, no. So what will be our answer? None of these. So our right option is D. None of these matches pressure gradient. Unit of reduction factor is ampere ohm Tesla Weber. Reduction factor is used in galvanometers. In galvanometers the current flows and it gives the deflection. So when the current flow, it will be ampere per unit deflection. Ampere number. So its unit will be ampere. This is our right option. The unit of reduction factor is ampere.